Is Diablo 4 worth $70 or the $90 price tag if you want to?
$99. Okay, let's be real here. $99 for the Ultimate Edition of Diablo 4.
Play the game when it really releases, whatever it really ends up costing you, is it worth that? You know, I played a lot of Diablo over the past couple of weekends, and
Good.
I walked away from it and I had a great time.
Wow.
I genuinely enjoyed myself. It did get a little repetitive going through the exact same act multiple times in a row because it's all we had access to, and doing the same dungeons over and over again. A lot of the dungeons feeling really repetitive. I don't want to bore you with that because I know you've heard that point a billion times from a lot of other people. It did get a little repetitive on that side, but I enjoyed my playthrough of the Rogue. I enjoyed playing the Necromancer. Barbarian felt like doo-doo, but overall I had a good time playing it. And there were a lot of legendaries that would help.
Oh, fighting that boss as a barbarian? God.
You create these very fun builds. I think it was extremely beginner friendly for a lot of people getting into ARPGs. And I think they really hit the nail on the head for what they were trying to go for in some aspects. But there were some aspects that I felt like they did not hit the mark on. And before I get into whether I think the game is actually worth the price tag or not and go into this whole conversation, I do want to quickly touch on one topic that it's one of the things, it's going to be a little bit of a rant, I'll try to keep it controlled, but it's one of the things that I can't stand about this space. The amount of dick riding for any game online.
Well, it's not just dick riding, it's anti-dick riding. It's just somebody, you're either on the good dick or the bad dick, but you're on a dick. Like, you are 100%, like, this game is either going to change the world or it ain't going to change shit.
On social media, in Twitch chat is just insane. It actually drives me nuts. And the reason I say this is because most people, they treat gaming companies like they're these giant money-hungry corporations, which they are, don't get me wrong, right? They only care, well, for the most part, they only care about the money because that's how they gauge their success. That's how they keep their endorsements, that they keep their investors happy. I get all of that, right? I know that's what they are.
Well, I think that the guys that are making the games, like, obviously probably some of them might suck, but most of the guys that probably work on Diablo 4, they probably grew up playing Diablo 2 and they like the game, and now they're making a new one. They're trying their best. They're trying to make a good game. Like, they're not like, oh, we're going to mess this one up. I can't wait to ruin this game.
But at the same time, a lot of people, you know, my game is better. They like act like they're like these unpaid interns of X game.
Well, that's because they don't want their 3,000 hours in Path of Exile to go to waste whenever a new game comes out that everybody else starts on the same page as. Because now in PoE, they know everything about the fucking game. It's the same as with MMORPG fans. It's like, bro, if my MMO dies, then the amount that I spent 1,000 hours farming for it doesn't matter. Newsflash, dumbass. It still doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. It never did. But they don't want to think about it like that. That's how WoW players are. That's how Final Fantasy players are. That's how everybody is, yeah.
In fact, scratch that. They are paid interns. They're paying, most likely, the game company that they're playing to play their game, and then they defend it like they work for the company or something.
Oh my God.
Which is so strange, because if you're going to treat every game company like they only care about money, then why don't you go ahead and play the consumer side of things and just get the best deal for you, or encourage competition amongst games? It drives me insane. I'll give you an example. You can look at like an internet provider in your area, and they're the only one that serves your area.
Guess what? It's expensive and it sucks.
They don't give a shit about you. You know what I mean? Like, they actually...
No, they're going to have you call them up. It's like 40 minutes on the phone. The only time you can call customer support is between 4:30 a.m. and 4:37 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, and if you do, you're on hold for 5 minutes. So, if you get put on hold at 4:33, you're gonna have to wait till next week, and then you finally get through to somebody, and guess what? It's going to be 2 weeks until they can get a technician out. Meanwhile, over here in Austin, you've got AT&T, you've got Spectrum, and you've got Google Fiber, and I think there's another one. If you call one of them up and you say, my internet's not working, bro, they send out a battalion of nerds to just come out and fix any problem. One time I cut. So my dad bought me a new machete. That's right. You know where this is going. So my dad bought me a new machete. And I was like, oh, Dad, I'm going to take this out in the backyard, cut some shit up. And he's like, all right, cool. I'll watch you do it. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And so I'm cutting shit up with the machete, right? Having a lot of fun, popping off, doing what I need to do. And I cut one of them off. It's a bamboo. I cut it off right at the ground level. And the truth is, it went a little bit below the ground level. And it got the cord. Well, I called them up. I said, guys, something happened with this cord. It got messed up. They're like, is that right? I said, that's right. They're like, all right, we're going to have somebody out in a couple of days. It's going to be taken care of. Don't you worry about it. Don't you go to Google Fiber. Don't you even fucking think about it. We're going to fix you right up. It's okay. They didn't charge me shit. It's totally fine. Yep. Don't you dare. Yep. It's going to be totally all right.
Don't care. They take forever to solve your problems. They never come out to check to see if there's anything wrong with your internet. They just give you the quote unquote, have you tried restarting your router?
Why is the cord a couple inches below the ground? You want to know why? It's because whenever the guys came over there, they recognized me, and we spent like 2 hours talking about Final Fantasy 14. And then at the time, my mom was there, and she was talking to them about Alex Jones, because one of the guys there had done the fucking he had worked, and he went to Alex Jones's house, and so she was talking to him about it, and so yeah, they were just just fucking around. That's what happened. It took 3 hours.
But when you have competition and there's another provider in your area and you let them know that, hey, I'm going to go check out this provider, I'm going to be closing out my contract, then they're going to give you this weird promotion bundle that they have apparently. Mm-hmm. And you can see it in the cell phone market. They'll buy out your contract. They'll give you a free phone because they know they can either win or lose your business easily. Right. And the same goes for games. Whether you like PoE or you like Diablo, right? You want competition. You want...
Think about how good Dragonflight is. I am a very big advocate of the idea that if Shadowlands did not result in an exodus to Final Fantasy XIV, Lost Ark, New World, and other subsequent MMOs, that Dragonflight would not be as good as it is. I think that the game was made better because people didn't like the way that people quit playing the game. That's why Dragonflight is good.
The best product possible. You want to see,
even if you don't think it's good, it's
working
better
on your
than
game feel the pressure to implement the right changes for you as a consumer. Right, you're a consumer. You don't work for the company.
Yeah.
With that being said, in talking about business, is the game actually worth $70? I watched a lot of videos over the past week. I watched a 1 hour video from Crip. It was great. I watched a 1 hour video from Quinn. It was also great. Yep. And there are so many other reviews out there.
Oh, you only watched 2 minutes of mine. What the fuck? I only watched 2. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Out there about the game overall. And in those things, So many of the points that were touched on, I think a lot of people felt with the dungeons. They commented on them. The objectives within the dungeons feeling restricting, the actual dungeon layouts feeling quite repetitive, the class balance feeling a bit wonky. Just even the skills, some of the skills feeling like they just didn't have a lot of value, which is kind of normal.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you only really get 6 skills, and in some cases it feels like 4. Having your ultimate skill take up one of those slots feels a little bit weird.
Stoops is also a Lost Ark Andy, so he probably feels the same way that I do, that I wish your ultimate skill just went on a separate button.
Restricting, and there's a lot of things there, right? But this is kind of normal feedback for any game. The problem is it's such a long list of feedback. So many things are like intertwined with the actual game. I mentioned it in my first video.
Guys, a console game can have 7 buttons, okay? I don't want to fucking hear that. I saw one person in chat that said that. Fuck you. Don't even give them that excuse. Final Fantasy 14 is on console. Shut the fuck up.
With the open world element of the game. It's a great element to add into the game to bring in new players, to make it feel a little bit more MMO-like, to try to increase the amount of people that get into ARPGs and Diablo specifically. However, that takes up a lot of time, and there are some systems that are built into that, like the world scaling, that you can't just adjust so easily. And with this long list of feedback that they are getting, the game is coming out in 2 months. 2 months.
I'm sure they'll fix all the problems by then.
Isn't a lot of time. I know a lot of people will say it's a beta, but
It's not. This is a stress test and a marketing thing. This is a marketing tool.
Played a lot of betas in my life.
He's played a lot of Blizzard betas. Stoops played WoW for like years and years and years. So he's already been around the block.
And outside of the disconnect issues and people's graphics cards, having issues and all of the other things, just there's like a lot of little bugs in the game. There's a long list of potential bug fixes and changes and feedback that it's hard to imagine they can solve those in 2 months. Some people will also say, well, it's only Act 1 and you only can go up to level 25, and some builds aren't going to feel good, some classes aren't going to feel good like the barbarian.
I think that's the most dog shit fucking excuse. Yeah, so it doesn't feel good for the first 2 hours, so you just want some fucking casual Andy to sit through it? Oh, it'll get good after you keep playing it. No, bro, they're going to go back to Clash of Clans.
And you're 100% right. Right, you're not wrong in saying that it's only level 25 and it's only Act 1. However, that is the only information that we have to go off of, right? We don't have anything else.
Yeah, it's like, what is the... Like, has anybody here played a Blizzard game before? How many times does everybody hit max level in a Blizzard game and they realize that, wow, I remember back in Act 1 where things were about balanced. Now we have fucking wizards or like sorcerers that are clearing, level fucking 25 of like rifts, and everybody else is only able to clear level 5. It's gonna be something broken. It's gonna happen. Just be ready for it. If you think Act 1 is bad, you haven't seen anything
else to actually go off of, because they haven't shown us really anything
Wait till it
yet.
actually matters.
And with that being said, if you don't go off of what you have in front of you, you're essentially going off of what other people hope the game turns out to be like.
Yeah, it's
right.
delusional.
You're not going off of the evidence in front of you. You're just going off of people's wishes that the game could potentially be like this at level 100. And, it's like a $90 promise, right? That's like a $70 promise if you don't want to play it early, but that's a pretty expensive promise to go off of.
Yeah.
And one thing to really keep...
Well, I don't know. I mean, with gaming now, people put so much fucking money on bullshit that's like not even real. Oh my god. Yeah, look at No Man's Sky. I mean, there are games that have improved over time. Like, it's happened. But like, damn. Look at Star Citizen.
Is that this is the most tested act that Blizzard has had so far. They had...
And again, I've got to contextualize this. Act 1 in the Diablo 3 beta was fucking perfect. The first NPC that you encountered in Act 2, immediately fucking broken. Already fucked up. It doesn't work. The fucking attacks are despawning. You can't see them. And it's like, you don't even get to the town.
Closed beta where it was Act 1 level 25. It's the same one that we're playing pretty much today. They had the media invite only beta, which essentially was the exact same thing. And then we've had our open beta weekend and early access beta. This is the beta that they've had the most feedback on and have made it the most presentable to the open audience. And we don't even know what goes beyond this in terms of like how it's actually going to function, how the zones feel, what the other dungeons are like. Are they going to share some of the same issues? I know they've gone on to comment on them and said that they wanted to keep it thematic to the zone. But if the dungeons use the same assets, and a lot of them in Act 1, you can imagine that it's probably going to feel that way later on.
Yeah, what do you think? It's like, oh, well, whenever we get to Act 2, every dungeon's going to be totally different. And all the mobs are going to be completely unique. Every boss is going to have its own abilities. Fucking idiot. You idiot, no.
And there's probably going to be a lot of the issues that you experienced in Act 1 present in the other acts as well, that because they just haven't been tested. There hasn't been enough time for them to get the feedback on, because they got a lot of feedback for Act 1.
Yeah,
and there are issues there. I heard from a little birdie, a friend of mine. That little birdie said that people at Blizzard have felt like they haven't had enough time to wrap everything up with Diablo. They wish.
Wow. How great. So we're going to play another fucking borked game because the fat cats over at Blizzard Activision King can't give it a few more months in the oven. We're going to eat a half-cooked double down. Are you fucking kidding me? Number one, how is it not ready? You guys have been working on it forever. Like, what happened? I don't know, maybe COVID? But, like, damn, if it's so close, maybe just wait a bit. Because, like, I don't want to see them release the game. Because if the game is fucked up on release, think about what we were just talking about. These were bugs in Diablo 3 that got fixed in the first month of the game. That happened over a decade ago. And people, I'm like, yeah, you guys remember? Like, oh, yeah, that game really fucked up, huh? Man, that was some real fucked up shit. Meanwhile, the game's been out for 10 years. It was fucked up for a month. Guess what? Build 100 bridges? You suck one dick? You're not a bridge builder. You're a dick sucker. If your game is bugged out for a month and it works for 9 years and 11 months, you don't have a game that worked for 9 years and 11 months. You've got a bugged fucking game. And look, it's not fair. But it's true.
They had more time. Take that for what you will, but when it comes to any type of creative work, that's always the case, right? Yep. You always wish that you had more time. You could always add more. But when I got to play Diablo 4, it does feel that way. And, I think if you're someone that just wants to play a Diablo game and, you're excited about playing Diablo, then you've answered the question. You of course, it's worth it for you to buy the game 100%, because at the end of the day, you're going to have a good time regardless, because there's a lot of it's your outlook on the game and you're excited to play. Yeah. But there are some people, I think, that may only have the money for a few game purchases per year, and they want to know if this is the game for them that they should shell out $70 on. Is it going to be a great game at launch? And I think there are so many things currently stacked against this game. It's like this canvas, right? Diablo is like this canvas where it has the gameplay's fun. There's a lot of great elements there, but there's a lot of...
if I only had money to buy a few games a year, I wouldn't be buying any fucking games. I'd just be playing those free-to-play shits. Playing Lost Ark, I got 6 alts. I can keep up with somebody that logs on once a month and spends $100.
Things that are slapped on top of it that just feel a little bit unfinished in the short amount of time that they have left to polish it, right? Like they don't have a lot of time in 2 months.
It's not going to happen. Like the game that you saw, beta. That's the fucking release version of the game. Maybe they're gonna change like one NPC. He's like looking this way, and like in the release, he's looking this way instead. That's about it.
Fix all
If there's a
of
typo in the beta, there's probably gonna be a typo on release.
the issues that people are giving feedback on. And I think that nowadays people are just a little bit more fed up with games feeling unfinished.
Yeah, the beta starts in June. The beta starts in June. The actual game releases somewhere between season 2 and season 4. Probably somewhere in 2024.
Before launch or on launch. And I know they've gone on to say that Diablo is a live service, and that's great because you want to hear that they're going to continuously update the game. But in other words, that also means that they have some work to do, right? There's going to be some ongoing changes. I think it's going to need a little bit more time before it gets there. I think Diablo 4 can be a great game. I had a fun time playing it. I enjoyed myself.
Dude, I had so much fun. I'm so excited to play this game again. This was fucking awesome. I love the game. I think it's great. Like, yeah, I thought it was fucking awesome. Can't wait to be max level and kill all the guys and get all the stuff. It's gonna be great.
But this is probably what I would tell my friends in like a Discord DM. This is probably if one of my friends texted me and asked me what I think about Diablo, this is what I would say. I would say the game's fun, but I actually think it needs a little bit more time based on what we've seen so far, and I can't imagine it's going to be significantly better in terms of polish going forward because this is the most tested act. But those are honestly just my thoughts on the game. There are so many opinions out there, and I highly encourage you to kind of look around and see what other people are saying as well, because there's so many great videos out there. I didn't want to bore you guys with this like the same points over and over again. I like the game. I think they need a bit more time. I think the game can be good, and I think they're going to commit to making a lot of the changes that the game needs to feel like a $70 to $90 game. Anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you feel the same way?
I feel like every AAA game nowadays is going to be $70 to $90. Like, I'm honest. Like, as soon as one game does it and people buy it, everybody else is going to, oh, it's $70 now. Like, I went to Wendy's. It was $14. $14 fucking dollars.
I did, or maybe you had a great experience and I'm wrong. I just curious to hear what you guys think overall. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
That's a good video. I like this. I still can't. You really had to put me in that one, huh? You really had to do that? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I can't believe that shit happened. I can't believe I got put in that position. You know what else I can't believe? That's only a 32-ounce drink. And usually whenever I go to Sonic, I get a 44-ounce drink. And I'm kind of curious why I didn't get a 44-ounce drink the time that I went there before this event. It doesn't make sense because usually I always get the big drink, but I didn't get a 44-ounce, and so it's like, what? Like, why did I not do that? Like, what was wrong with me? Well, obviously you can see, you know. Yeah. Man, that was a real fucking situation. Man. Oh my god. Watching your figure to fit in the dress? Yeah. Yeah, that was the reason why, guys. That was it. I think this is a good video, by the way. It was a great. Like, I think he brought up some new points about, like, the game and, like, the beta, etc. And just, like, more of an honest take on it. I feel like if you only have a few games that you can play per year, it's such a hard decision because, like, how can you... There will be people that will get 2,000 hours of gameplay out of Diablo 4. So it's like, if you've been playing Diablo 3 consistently each season... I would say if you only have a few games to buy, I think you should buy Diablo 4. Because if you're going to eat that shit, I mean, fuck. It can't be worse than that. You know, I mean, why not? But, I mean, I buy every game, play them for 2 weeks, and get bored. Yeah, I know. Everyone's looking for that Elden Ring game. Well, people, that's the thing. People play Elden Ring, then they get done with it. Yeah, I mean, that even happened with Elden Ring. There ain't nothing wrong with that, man. D3 ain't bad right now? No, I didn't say it was bad, but, like, I mean, it hasn't been good, has it? Like, it's been the same fucking shit. I don't really like games with a huge 3D, huge third-person POV. Oh, no. The isometric POV is, like, it's very... some people like it, some people don't. It's very divisive. Some people, yeah, it's niche. Yeah, it's an acquired taste. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But personally, I prefer a free look camera. I do. I think it adds so much more immersion into the game. Like, it's one of the reasons why I kind of enjoyed playing Valheim more than V Rising. It sounds like such a stupid thing, but I like it. I like being able to look around. So, there you go. I don't buy games generally, but Diablo's the only game I was waiting for. I don't know if I, or think it will disappoint me, but I'll buy it and just play it. Well, if it this is the thing. It's a buy-to-play game. So, if Diablo sucks a big fat dick, well, then just stop playing it until it doesn't. It's the same thing as New World. New World sucked a big fat dick for a while. And then they made the game better. And if you want to come back and play it again, it's completely fucking free. It's the same as Guild Wars 2. That's one of the best things about buy-to-play games. Yeah, 30-day return that shit? Maybe, if you want. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. People still people spending $100 for trash? Oh, I mean, that's just how gaming is, man. Like, I mean, again, I'm not going to go on a rant about how gaming sucks now. Because we all know it. Like, yes, it's fucking stupid. But, like gamers are still going to keep eating shit. If you're like, man, stop eating shit. And they're like, what? I couldn't hear you. I was eating shit. I didn't hear. What are you saying? Oh, wow, it's a new plate of shit. Give me a minute. I can't listen to you right now. Like, it's not going to happen. There's nothing's going to change, man. A lot of people seem to care a lot what other people do with their money. It's the reason why they care. Like, I think it's stupid too. I agree with you. But, like, the reason why they care is because, like, if it becomes normalized to be okay with certain types of business practices, it will become normalized. Everybody will be okay with it. And so that's why. Yeah, that's the reason why. It's because if everybody's okay with it, then that's it. That's the way the games are now. That's life. And some people don't want that. DLC, in-game microtransactions, experience boosters, day one DLC, microtransaction skins. Oh, by the way, the game's single player. You can't play with anybody else. However, you have to be logged into the internet in order to fucking play the game. So it's like, okay. And then there's the battle pass. And then, oh, did you get the pre-order edition? Okay. But did you get the pre-order deluxe edition? Okay. But did you get the pre-order ultimate edition that comes with also the deluxe edition bonuses? Okay. You did do that? All right. Now you can play the game 3 days early. But, you know, you're not going to be able to play it 5 days early because that was only for people that bought the double down. Like, holy fuck. Yeah, can I have fun now? No, you have to pay for that. Again. At the pre-order digital deluxe, please. No pickles. Yeah, thank you for reading my comment. That was pretty cool. Quit being a pussy. It's not a big deal if a streamer reads your comment. Don't worry about it, man.